Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Buzz. I'm Todd Jaden. With me, as usual, is Kelly Polk, and we have another guest this week. Teresa Dax from our benefits area is with us. And we're going to talk about your benefit plan for 2014 when we get to Teresa. But quickly, let me just recap. What we covered last week was fuel sensors and really some of the neat advantages that come along with that new technology. Just to let you know that that video did go to everyone's cab. Hopefully you've seen it. If you have any questions about that fuel sensor technology, please get with your DBL and we'll make certain we're able to answer any of those questions. Anything you want to comment on the fuel sensor, Kelly?
Just that it should be a great advancement for drivers. You know, the idea is let's get a more accurate reading of the fuel that's in your truck at the time of dispatch so that we can spend less time at the fuel stops and more time on the road making money for our driver associates and certainly the organization. So again, this should be a pretty easy thing to kind of implement and get used to.
Good. All right. So now to this week's subject and why Teresa is here. So here's what I know about benefits. I know open enrollment is November 1st through November 27th. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then every other question I have, I just kind of find Teresa because she sits close to my office and ask her questions. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to ask Teresa a bunch of questions today. She's going to provide us with great information, and then know that we'll take care of you as you work through that open enrollment period. So what's going on for 2014? What would you call the big changes, Teresa?
Yeah, you know, we've got really great stories to tell this year. We've got some good changes that I think the associates are going to be excited about. So the big one this year is that spouses are back in. We used to have a provision on our plan that if your spouse worked at another company, they couldn't be on our plan. We heard from associates that was very difficult to manage through their household. The two premiums, can I go to this provider in this plan or that plan? And so the ability for us to price the tiers right has allowed us to let those spouses back on the plan this year in 2014.
That's great news.
Yeah.
It really is, and what's interesting, and Kelly and I get to spend a lot of time kind of in the competitive environment in the industry, and what we're hearing from other companies is they're going where we were previously, and they're doing spousal carve-outs, and so great credit to you and your team, Teresa, in looking at that and getting those spouses included again. So thank you for that.
Yep. You bet. It'll make the households run a little smoother, I believe. We also have good news on the associate-only premium is going to hold this year. So we don't have an increase on the associate-only premium. The other three tiers are going to experience an increase as usual because the costs and the inflation is hitting those tiers. And then for drivers specifically, they have not, part-time and flex drivers have not traditionally been eligible for coverage, and we're going to allow them on the plan starting in 2014. So that's a big change. The last one that I would say is probably our bigger changes is around the wellness. So you can earn money into your HRA account, which Schneider funds, but we're going to put less up front and ask you to complete your wellness activities. We're going to double the amount of money we'll put in your HRA if you complete your wellness activities, and that's the health assessment and biometrics. If you get your biometric and health assessment done, you'll get $500, and then if your spouse does it, that's another $500. So that's $1,000 if you have a spouse on the plan that you can earn money into your HRA.
Sure, and making it more, you know, the driver certainly wants to save some money, but the idea of wellness and helping people kind of live better and you know, take care of themselves makes a ton of sense. Now, participation has been pretty low in that regard, though. What's caused it to be so low, Teresa?
You know, and that's why we are doubling the wellness incentive, is because we really want to encourage and have people take that personal responsibility to get in there and know your numbers. You know, I think there is a belief out there that we get the confidential information, we get the test results, and I'll stand in front of anybody and tell you we do not get the results. Those results are completely confidential and handled with the third-party TPA. So we don't get it. It's not going to put any driver's CDL at risk. I do believe that people believe that if they take their test and find something, that they could lose their CDL. The intent of this is catch things early. Know what your numbers are so you can proactively make sure that I don't lose my CDL down the road. It's about knowing early.
Yeah. Now, where can drivers go to get tested? Where does it happen?
Yeah, you do the health assessment right online, and if you go to our benefits portal, you can get the link to do that. And then you can do your biometrics one of three ways. You can meet with one of our Atlas facilities that are at our large locations, excuse me, and then you can also get it when you go for your annual exam and you get your blood drawn. You can just take a form and have your doctor fill it out. Or we did add this year the LabCorp. LabCorp has over 400 locations across the United States.
That's better than 14.
Yeah.
Better than 14. We really wanted to try to find a place that the drivers could get to. And if you go search for a LabCorp location, the vendor actually went out and called every single LabCorp location to find out if they have truck parking. So we have that information available.
That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. So if you don't remember anything else from this short video, remember this piece of advice. It is not hard to do what Teresa just talked about. In fact, I'll tell you what's going on in our house. My wife has her annual physical next week, Monday. Mine is the following Monday. I've gone out. I've already printed off the form that we're going to bring in to the doctor, so our biometric will be done right there. You go out, you do that health assessment. It's probably 10 minutes. And then... what's that?
Probably 9.
9.
Yes.
Yeah. 9 minutes. Okay, that's what I thought you said. 9. I was, geez, I can get this at home, Teresa. So it really is not hard to do, and as Teresa indicated, that's worth $1,000 this year. That's so good stuff.
Well, personal experience, I had my biometric screen done earlier in the year. I found that my numbers, my cholesterol was high, my blood pressure was getting high. And I took action. I lost 30 pounds this year. I feel great. And so, again, it's all tied to this idea of how do we feel better and live a healthy life.
Yeah, I'd like to say you look great, but we've said we got faces for radio before, so we'll kind of stick with that. But congratulations.
It would make me nervous if you did say that.
Maybe I should change the conversation to 401k.
Good. There you go. Let's go on. 401k.
So we have some exciting things about 401k as well. We currently have a pre-tax option where associates can defer into their retirement 401k account through pre-tax. This year, because of associate request and demand, we're going to add a Roth option to that. So a Roth is where we defer your money post-tax. And when you go to pull the money out at retirement, you won't pay taxes on that money as long as you pull it out with a qualified disbursement. Right. So very exciting that we're adding the 401k with now the Roth option. So people can still defer the same way. They can do exclusively to their pre-tax, exclusively to Roth, or they can put a little money in both if they'd like.
Right. Good.
That's great.
Now the CDL, kind of protecting the CDL around the driver's livelihood, there's some news and information on that subject as well, right?
Well, we don't have any changes to the Cdl Protector, but I believe that's a product that these drivers really like. Yeah. This is through U.S. Legal. It's basically like having a lawyer on retainer.
Right.
So if you have any moving violations, any overweight tickets, anything that could put your Cdl at jeopardy, which is your livelihood, this company, U.S. Legal, will actually have a representative available for any type of court cases or any tickets that you may need to fight so that you can protect those points on your CDL.
Yeah, that really is another great benefit. I want to go back to 401k.
Okay.
Okay, because I know that there are folks out there who say, boy, I'm just not that savvy of an investor, and so what, or how do I figure these things out? Certainly there's some really simple things to do, like make certain you contribute and get the opportunity for the company match and those types of things. So just any little quick tips for folks, and if they want some investment insight, where would they go?
So there's two things that I guess I'd respond to that is, one, I'm really concerned about the participation in the 401k. Only 32% of our drivers are deferring into their 401k. That worries me because that's a lot of drivers that hopefully they have a plan outside of Schneider that they are contributing to retirement. But if they're not, that's a lot of people walking around without having that nest egg ready for you when you do want to go ahead and retire. But also, Schneider matches your deferrals up to a certain percent. So you could be walking away from free money. So when you defer, whether it's 1%, 5%, Schneider will match some of that. Every office, shop, warehouse, and driver have different plan designs. But last year, Schneider contributed over $8 million in company match to try to help Schneider associates be prepared for retirement. And I think that's really the message, is just even a little bit will help you down the road.
That's fantastic.
So, well, we've already talked about 2 opportunities for free money. $1,000 in wellness activity and company match in a 401k. So get information on that and get your share.
We mailed packets to the houses on October 4th, so everybody should have their open enrollment package, which I can see yours is right here.
Absolutely, right here.
Which has all the information. I know it's a little overwhelming, but there's a lot of great information because we offer a lot of benefits. We want to make sure you have everything you need. And if that doesn't work, you can go out to our U.S. benefits portal. You can reach it through Crossroads, and you can go out there, get all the information. This information is electronically out there. I also, if you couldn't make a benefits meeting, I pre-recorded one of those, and that's out there. Let your spouse listen to that, because maybe your spouse makes a lot of those decisions in your household. But most importantly, remember, open enrollment runs from November 1st to November 27th. If you're sitting at your Thanksgiving table on November 28th, it's too late. So get your enrollment completed before Thanksgiving.
Very good. Great information, Teresa, and thanks for all of the work you did to kind of get us ready for this. And if there are questions, certainly the benefits portal is a great resource.
Absolutely. We're getting great reviews on it.
Good. Thanks for coming.
Well, Teresa, you're a wealth of information, and there's a wealth of opportunity out there for you in the benefits space, and so we really appreciate you spending time with us. So,
My pleasure.
quickly as we wrap up, and you have to stay, you can't leave.
I'm not going nowhere.
So you have to stay for the next 3 minutes at least. Kelly, we had a big event this week at the Corporate Business Center. We took delivery of truck number 25,000 from Freightliner. Why don't you tell the audience about that?
It was the darndest thing, you know. Now we've been buying trucks for a lot of years, but the 25,000th.
That's a tough word.
Yeah, and I've been avoiding that, but
Yeah.
Freightliner delivered that truck to us this week. Perhaps you've already seen some pictures out on social media. One of our drivers from Van Wert, Ohio, Michael Darris, took delivery. He 3.3 million mile guy, great guy. Took delivery this week, and he's out hauling freight with that truck. But it was really exciting, big event around here. So, boy, we're on our path to the next 25,000th truck.
Yep, it really was an exciting day here at Schneider earlier in the week. Let me close with this. It is United Way season. Our United Way campaign is underway. It takes place from essentially the middle of October until the end of October. And it's an opportunity for folks to give back to their community through donations. So I would ask you to do that. Understand that you can donate and those monies go back to your local community. So you do need to designate that upon providing your donation, but then the money stays local to your community. It's really a great opportunity to give back, and if you can find it in your means to do that, we certainly would appreciate any contribution you can make to United Way. That does it for this week. Thanks again, Teresa. Thanks, Kelly.
For having me.
Drive safe, folks.
See you next time.